guys, Volcano the Bat here, aka Juracycler. So, this time, 10 years ago, my very first video actually went out on YouTube. Well, I say first video, but really, if you've already seen my 10th anniversary YouTube channel video, it's no secret that I have already posted videos before this. But while I did have the motivation to get into doing YouTube videos, the real driving force back in 2011 was actually my friend wanting to film cheats on his DS. So while there were definitely some fun and collaborative experiences, this video really does mark my very first video that was uploaded to YouTube, being independent. In fact, I was so independent that I wanted to try to record everything all in one take. This is actually something I did mention in that other video I just mentioned. Well, yeah, I really did have a tendency to try to record everything back in the day. And yeah, this first video is no exception. I'm trying to remember now if I did do multiple takes. I think I might have, but if I had any of those filmed, they're definitely gone now. Because I pretty much lost all the files that I had on the iPad that I recorded that on. So what's the premise of this first video? It's obviously a Naruto video, titled Naruto The Broken Bond 2008 and Naruto Rise of a Ninja 2007 Ultimate Glitches. And I'm noticing upon looking at the thumbnail that, yeah, just I totally don't even show that much gameplay on the screen, as you'll soon see. I will zoom it in closer so it's a bit more like what the thumbnail is suggesting, but only after you guys get a perspective of how it actually is. In fact, yeah, it was so bad that I did have a comment on this saying, "Get a fucking Elgato," and I was like, whoa, okay, I gotta get one ASAP. And I just thought, out of curiosity, what kind of, content is the people complaining about this covering? Do they have their own Broken Bond Rise of a Ninja content? And I just thought, you son of a hypocrite. The Chad had footage coverage of Broken Bond, only the glitch he was showing was covered through a camera. And I just thought, oh my goodness, this is literally my first independent YouTube video, and I'm dealing with hypocrites from the get-go. So back then especially, I was very, very nervous to even consider covering R6 content because I very much wanted to, but knew that the game was despised quite thoroughly. With that said, I am going to react to this 10-year-old video now and see how well it holds up, if it holds up at all, and brace myself for the cringe, because I'm sure there's going to be at least some. So yeah, with that all said, I'm going to go ahead and press play right now.
Today we're going to be playing Naruto The Broken Bond, and then after that we're going to be playing Naruto Rise of a Ninja. Reason why is because I've got some really good glitches to show you guys. You can do this on Naruto The Broken Bond and Naruto Rise of a Ninja, but it's really harder on Rise of a Ninja than it is on Broken Bond.
So already I'm noticing just little things that I wouldn't say, and you have to keep in mind too that I was growing up in a time, in a place that was very different to how it is for me now. I was going through high school at this point, and I was surrounded by people that there was a lot of kids that just swore a lot, at least in my school, so I don't know if there's going to be any swearing here, but we'll soon see. But yeah, just something to keep in mind in case.
My Broken Bond is a lot different to Rise of a Ninja. I mean, the glitch that I'm going to show you, you can do this in Rise of a Ninja.
Oh man, I like how I make it out as if, ooh, I've got a different version of the game, so look out, here comes the mods. But no, I mean, what I was hinting at, and you can even see that I was trying to kind of keep this as much of a secret as I could till I revealed it in the video. When I load in, you can actually see me move the camera to the left, so I take the focus off of the Hokage mansion, because that's going to be a reveal for a little later in the video.
There is another glitch that I have done that it's pretty much impossible to undo it.
See, this is probably my biggest critique of the video so far. I don't really have a good progression of how I'm going about making this video. I'm not really focusing on the main glitch for starters. I literally go past the mansion trying to have the camera not even facing it, and I kind of mentioned that it's pretty much impossible to undo it, and it's like, why am I talking about this? Why am I mentioning this now when you can clearly see that I'm trying to head to the exam stadium, and that's the main focus I want to show off in this first part of this video. But yet I'm talking about the mansion, and I'm even loading there a little bit before, so Yeah, there's just little things I could have either edited out or even just saved the game a little further than the mansion, but, you know, saving the game aside, as I said, I really tried to do everything in one take, and it seems more apparent to me as I progress with this video that I might have intended this to be videos instead of just one standalone video, because while I do cover glitches in general, from memory I think I do mention something along the lines of, alright, in this next video I'm going to show this, as if it was going to be its own video. I think one of the other reasons that I did end up keeping it as its own video is because I knew even back then that Broken Bond content was covered more and viewed more than Rise of a Ninja, because I don't know. Rise of a Ninja has the quality, Broken Bond has the quantity. I guess people preferred the quantity over the quality. But I think I feared that if I did make it two separate videos, that the Broken Bond one would do better, and I wanted to show how difficult the Rise of a Ninja process was, and I wanted that to get an equal amount of views. And because of which, yeah, I might have decided, you know what, instead of editing it, I'll just have it as its own, I'll just upload it as is, because it'll probably take a lot longer to get whatever knowledge I need to know how to do the edits I want to do.
You don't want to do this glitch. Well, you can if you want to, but I think I accidentally did it.
So, I don't know, I don't think I would have worded it that way. It's like, oh, you don't want to do this glitch. It's like, why are you showing it then, man? But in all fairness though, I do have a point as far as if you do pull off this glitch, which I don't even show how to do later on. Yeah, it is very difficult to get out of it. I do my best as my 14-year-old self to explain how it happened, and I forget if I explain how I undid it, but if not, I'll give my thoughts on how I feel about it to this day.
There was this weird glitch with the Hokage's mansion. I'll explain it later, but first I'll show you the glitch that I'm talking about.
See, again, it's like, well, why didn't you just stop the recording here, save the game here, either boot out of it and go back to the title screen? I don't know, it's just little things that I would do differently if I were making this video now.
This glitch that I'm going to show you is how to get into the tuning exam stadium.
And with that said, I do want to remake this video at some point. I kind of have already. I've done the equivalent of this on Rise of a Ninja twice now. Once when I was on a stream and I totally butchered it and I had a really crap mic then, and another time where I actually showed me doing it from not being on the rail to being on the rail to getting on the stadium. And I actually didn't mind how it turned out, but it didn't get a lot of attention and it just didn't really do all too well, so I ended up privating it. Another reason I want to redo it, because the thing is I didn't even cover the Broken Bond side of things, so yeah, something to maybe look out for.
How to get into the tuning exam stadium.
So this is actually pretty interesting. As I said before, the title of this video is The Broken Bond, Rise of a Ninja, Ultimate Glitches. And I do show in the thumbnail that I'm on the stadium, but, you know, despite that, it is interesting that I did choose to not put in the title of the video how to get onto the exam stadium in either Rise of Ninja or Broken Bond. And I think because I wanted that title, because I knew I was going to be covering two forms of glitches, I guess, in this one video instead of multiple videos, I think it was for that reason that I ended up deciding to zoom in the screenshot for that thumbnail instead of doing the logical thing and actually zooming in the footage, editing the video and uploading that. But back then especially, I didn't even know how to video edit in Movie Maker back then, so yeah, I was kind of helpless. In fact, at this point, I only really knew how to Photoshop. In fact, I think it was using Photoshop where I managed to take a screenshot of a frame from the video to zoom in the shot that became that thumbnail. But if it wasn't that, then it was Paint. But no, I was using Photoshop, so, you know, in a sense, I am kind of glad that I did get into Photoshopping over Final Cut Pro, even if it probably would have shown a very big difference had it been the other way around.
It's really, really easy for Broken Bond this is, but for Rise of a Ninja it's like really hard. The good thing about this is that when you go on the rails in Rise of a Ninja, you can't jump, but therefore in Broken Bond the good thing is you can actually jump.
So again, just little things here and there that I would have either reworded a bit differently or just done a retake if I were doing it now. I make it sound like it's a good thing that you can't jump in Rise of the Ninja. And I mean, look, to be fair, you can kind of take either side. It's good that you can't jump in the sense that it's better programming on the game's part, restricting the ability to do this glitch. But conversely, it's good if you can jump off the rail and land to assist doing this glitch. So yeah, it really depends on your perspective.
And sometimes there's a bug where if you jump, it'll stop. And to get into the stadium, you just want to get around here, get ready to jump, and then jump like that.
So this was something that I made sure to improve upon when I ended up redoing this on the Rise of the Ninja side of things, because I totally don't even mention that you need to hold down the right trigger to get ready to do a sprint hop. I just say get ready to jump. And really, if anybody hasn't played the game before and they try this, they'll get ready to jump, they'll press jump, and then they just do a normal jump instead of a sprint jump, So I feel like definitely I could have made that more clear, which I did eventually fix when I did my coverage on the Rise of the Ninja version of this glitch. Yeah, I mean, obviously that bugged me enough to do it then, so it's still noticeable to me now. I don't know if I did that out if I were making the video now, but I definitely would want to make the instructions more clear.
And you should make it right to this spot here. Then you want to do that again from here, and jump here.
If you call it that, but I did stumble when I hit the peak of the sloped rooftop. Again, just little things like that. If I were editing it, I would make it look a bit better because, we're trying to sell that this is like a pretty cool glitch and, stumbling while I'm showing it, So again, one of the downsides to recording everything in one take.
You can't actually fall in, which sucks. But you get to, I guess, just stand up here and float, I guess.
So yeah, I feel like it is probably for the best that we can't fall in, because yeah, good chance if we could, there wouldn't be walkable walls to the sides of the arena. So with that said, I mean, who knows, it could have been just invisible collision, walk right out, you're fine. So in that respect, it's probably, for the best that we just kind of land where we did, because we are able to get to the very top of the stadium, which is cool.
If you want to get up to the top, there you go.
So, I had no problems doing this compared to when I did my first attempt of redoing this video for Rise of the Ninja on the stream. And I suppose how that turned out, well...
I'm actually going to save. Oh wait, I can't save because I've got no profile. If you don't get it, you can easily spawn back here, so don't worry. Never.
I mean, can you blame me? That wasn't a live stream. I was just experimenting. It was the first time I had pulled it off since 2012. Because, yeah, keep in mind, I did pull this glitch off on Broken Bond first. And I think this would have been 2011 when I did this. And when I eventually tried to do it in Rise of the Ninja, obviously it was going to take a lot longer and I'd have to figure out a different method of how to do it, since you can't jump off the rail. I think when I eventually did that, it was 2012. So when I eventually redid it on the stream where I screwed up the sprint hop, at that point, it had been like 4 years since then. And in that time, since I hadn't attempted to redo it, I was very nervous that I would screw it up. And I did screw it up a few times. But I think it was the fact that I was not only recording, but I was streaming it to why I just wasn't prepared to mess it up. So, yeah, anyway.
So yeah, you can just get up here. And yeah, I guess we're up here.
Man, they almost make it sound anticlimactic. And I guess, look, yeah, there's nothing truly amazing to find here as far as unlockables go. It's just a piece of exploration. It's not like the Hokage mansion where you can get on that in Rise of the Ninja through a secret passage and you can get a gold coin and an achievement for doing that. No, this is very much an exploration type of a glitch where, yeah, we're not meant to be here, and it's because of that reason to why there's no coins or achievements that are unlocked here. All we really get is a pretty nice visual, and that's really about it.
Really simple-ish, but very, very difficult on Rise of the Ninja. This is the first glitch for Broken Bond.
I'm surprised I didn't point out my obsession with wanting to try to get on the Academy rooftop, because that was a really big curiosity of mine back in these days. Because yeah, where the upside down U-shaped building is, I wanted to get on there for the longest time. I'm pretty sure I do mention that in this video, but yeah, I might not mention it here in the Broken Bond. But I did end up getting on this building through mods, so I'll play that footage now. And yeah, like the exam stadium, it's not really amazing as far as unlockables and achievements go. Again, it's just a site. It's just a pretty site to look at, really. Especially since it's buildings you can't reach, but...
The second glitch I'm going to show you for Broken Bond today is very difficult to do. I accidentally discovered it.
Oh my goodness. Why would you say that? It's so difficult to do, but I accidentally did it because I'm a pro. That's how I take that now. It's like, oh, please just shut up. I think what I was trying to say was that it is very difficult to even accidentally pull off, and I did accidentally pull it off. Because in retrospect, even to this day, it does very much feel like an RNG-based thing that occurs when this glitch takes place. Let's see what I really have to say about this glitch, because I'm pretty sure a bit more context could be given in regards to this, because to this day there's still not really a whole lot known about this exploit.
You may notice already, the whole cargo building mentioned, it's literally pretty much gone.
Literally pretty much gone.
Walk right through it and there's nothing. I mean, you can see the inside of it, like you can see the inside of the building, but you can't see the outside of it. So what I've done is I was inside the building, and then when I went to go outside, I did this. It was this weird, really weird glitch where I kept on falling. Anyway, I jumped and I managed to get inside the building, but yet jump outside of the building. So in other words, my Naruto right here, he's supposed to be inside the building, but I managed to get outside the building. So this is what happens, or this is what it looks like, the village looks like, when you get out of the building when you're supposed to be in the building.
Yeah, it's not a bad explanation considering the time I was making this video. I think the only thing that sounds a little out of place is the fact that I make it sound like I am leaving the building twice. I don't think that's actually what happened. I haven't been able to replicate it since, so I definitely could be wrong on this. Yes, you do leave the mansion interior, and yes, there are times when leaving the mansion can cause an endless void of Naruto basically just falling endlessly. Yes, you can jump when you respawn from this state, but I don't think I actually got back in the mansion to cause this glitch where we can see the shadows and the transparency of the mansion's exterior. I think what makes sense, as we'll soon see, I can't actually enter Naruto's apartment. I think what happened was, instead of entering the mansion in this endless void state, I might have entered a different location. So either through the Nakamura shrine that you can get to through the underground caves, Either that or maybe Naruto's apartment. Entering one of those locations, I could buy that it would have tricked the game into thinking that I have gone into the mansion's interior when I'm actually on the exterior. Because I really just can't understand how I could have been in the state where I was endlessly fallen and somehow able to get back into the village, but have the game still treat Naruto as if I'm in the interior of the mansion. Because I don't recall jumping enough to hop back to the village. I remember experimenting a lot with traveling between locations, whether it was exiting and entering the mansion, or exiting and entering Naruto's apartment or other locations in general. Maybe I tried to leave the village in this state, I don't know. But I think it has something to do with that more so than just entering and exiting the mansion by itself. But anyway.
Also, you may notice all of your shops that you go to are closed, and if you get to Naruto's house, you may notice as well, you can go inside his house literally and see where he actually lives.
See, this is what kind of leads me to believe that maybe I either did unintentionally or intentionally try to enter Naruto's apartment while I was in the Endless Void. See, okay, now that I'm really revisiting this, I think, yeah, I basically left the mansion, triggered the Endless Void. From the Endless Void, the map still shows where you are in the village. And I think from that, what I did was I basically just kept jumping every time I kept respawning and guided the arrow on the map all the way to Naruto's apartment. And I think from memory, the collision does still load even in the Endless Void. So if I did manage to enter the apartment from the Endless Void, that would explain a lot, because it would basically mean it would load me from the Endless Void that's treating me as if I'm in the interior of the mansion to Naruto's apartment, and then leaving Naruto's apartment, it would try to return me back to the Endless Void. But I think because the Endless Void is treating the location as if I'm in the interior of the mansion instead of the exterior, I think that is what might have happened, because it's loaded me back to the village, meanwhile thinking, oh, you were in the interior of the mansion, okay, well this is that map. So it's returned me to the village, no longer in an Endless Void, but it's no longer the regular village, where it's just the exterior of the village where you can enter the mansion again, if that makes sense. I'll hopefully have a bit of a diagram or some kind of visual to try to help explain this. But I mean, either way, you can kind of see how I was trying to explain this back then, and I didn't really do a good job of it then because I couldn't really comprehend it. And even now, I am struggling to explain it because it is kind of complicated, but I do hope this at least kind of explains it a bit better. I definitely should look more into this so I can really understand how this actually works in case this is mistaken. But I think this is the most credible explanation to how the glitch would work and how you could get from the Endless Void back to the village while having the interior of the mansion still loaded while in the village.
But that's not the worst thing. The worst part of this glitch is that once you've done it, you can't get out of it. And when I mean you can't get out of it, I mean you can't get out of the village as well.
So once again, I'm noticing that I really had this tendency to try to reveal everything in the right moments of the video to really sync my commentary up with what I'm showing in gameplay, which again explains why I moved the camera away from the mansion when I first loaded into gameplay, wanting to really save that reveal from when I was ready to talk about it. Yeah, I think back in these days I really was like trying to almost be like a bit of a show host almost for gaming, whether it was showcasing glitches or mods or whatever. So I remember even one of my earliest recordings before I filmed any videos for YouTube, even those collaborative videos, I remember going, "Welcome back to the show," even though it did take on this kind of weird, geeky, cringy execution.
Hey, coming back on the show, Star Wars, Lego, Sonic the Hedgehog, Barnacles, Naruto. Yes, welcome back to the show, but anyway, coming back on the show, though, we do have some boring contestants, though.
So, yeah, it's kind of interesting that I tried to adopt those elements in these types of videos.
It's completely nothing. Like, you can just try to walk and you'll just keep falling and respawn over here. I mean, on the map, it might show that you're outside of the village, but there's no tree for you to even climb up and access another world map. And even if you did, I think it would completely bust the game, because you're supposed to be inside the Hokage's building, and yet you're still going to another place whilst in the Hokage's mansion, so it's kind of complicated.
Yeah, even though I do get a bit carried away there, I do think that still is a valid point. If I, for whatever reason, somehow did manage to get a tree action sequence to trigger at this point in the game, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if the game did crash. So, yeah, a bit of an element of truth there.
If you do this,
Sorry. Do.
I would suggest you either save it once in one file, don't save all of them like I have, because it completely stuffs up your gameplay.
So yeah, that is a valid point, yeah. Don't save over everything if you've got like a 100% game save and you want to be able to leave the village. Because as we'll soon see, I can't even do verse battles in this story mode, so because of which, I can't access any bandit battles to boost my credits.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, on your map, you will notice your friends Shikamaru, Neji, and Sakura will be in the village. Not Kiba and Jurai and Lee. Because this is supposed to be the map of inside the Hokage building, so big difference.
This is very true. I thought for sure that I would have forgotten Jiraiya or Kiba. But yeah, it is very interesting that they have despawned some friends, but as I do say, this is because this is the map of when we are in the Hokage mansion.
And the funny thing is, start a verse match, you can go no, nothing will happen. You can go yes, and nothing happens.
I like how it took all the way from the entrance of the mansion of the funny thing is, and then I had to get all the way down to Sakura to pay that off, to be like, you want to start a verse match? And even then I'm like, you can hit no and nothing happens. Again, really trying to save the reveal for when I actually hit yes to show the reveal. It's like, my goodness, this really badly needed to be edited, and without those edits it's just nasty. But even then it's just, what was I thinking? You can hit no, nothing happens, no shit. Okay, but for real though, to be fair, if I'm getting picky here, in Rise of the Ninja, if you hit no when trying to ask someone to do a verse match, there was responses to whether you hit yes or no. 3 different responses if you kept asking too. And for real, it kind of did bug me a little bit that they got rid of that in Broken Bond. Because there is, like even when the game's not glitched, if you hit no or yes, there is no response. It just immediately triggers a fight. There's nothing. Even when you just speak to them, there's no, it just says start a verse fight, question mark, there's no line, there's nothing there. And I think that kind of bothered me, the fact that I'm highlighting this in the video, because of the fact that there was lines in Rise of the Ninja, and had that treatment been applied to Broken Bond, we could have had characters like Rock Lee, or Jiraiya, or Shikamaru with their own unique responses and questions, you know? Like, could you imagine?
Well, been a while, Naruto. Time to test your fighting skills? Okay, maybe next time. Come back whenever you're ready, Naruto. Time to test your fighting skills? Not a problem. Come back whenever you're ready. Time to test your fighting skills? Alrighty then. Show me what you can do, my protege.
I have been waiting. You have accepted my challenge? Please do not say no, Naruto! Naruto! Fight me! Good. I will fight with all my heart.
What a drag. You here for a battle? Okay, maybe next time. What a pain. You here for a sparring match? Okay, let's do this.
Hey, wanna test how powerful you are? Okay, no problem. Hey, wanna test your fighting skills? No problem. Hey, wanna test your fighting skills? Oh yeah, this'll be fun. Now we're talking.
You can go no, nothing will happen. You can go yes, and nothing happens. It's weird. You can do this with anyone and same thing will happen, I guess. But this is the 2 glitches I wanted to show you for Broken Bond. So that's for the Broken Bond. Next video will be Rise of a Ninja glitch the same glitches, the Broken Bond, Tuning Exam, Stadium, except I'll show you how to do it, because it's a lot harder.
So yeah, this is what I mean. I was in the mindset when I was recording this that I was going to have these as 2 separate videos, and yet, for whatever reason, during the process of actually getting the footage off the iPad, for whatever reason I decided, alright, you know what, I'm not really good at editing because I don't know how to do anything, so I'm just going to upload this directly to YouTube. There's a lot of meh-ness, there's a lot of mess stuff in there, but what the heck. It's raw, unedited, and for that reason, very real. So hopefully the actions speak louder than my words through the content that I'm providing, through the glitches that I'm showcasing. But you know, now that I think about it, even if I was using Movie Maker at this point in time, I know for a fact, from memory, there was nothing at all that actually would zoom the footage in from the start of the video. The closest thing that we had to this, which was something that I did actually use in an 06 dub, one of my earliest ones in fact, it was an effect that would basically zoom the video in as the video would play and progress. Which means even with its effects that you could apply, I couldn't actually zoom the footage in from the start. And in that respect, I kind of wish I did get into Final Cut Pro before Movie Maker. I think I assumed that by getting into Movie Maker, it would be like a beginner tool to get me acquainted with everything, so that when I would get into Final Cut Pro afterward, I'd be already familiar with half the tools. Little did I know that was not quite the case. But yeah, I guess that was the first part of the video. In an ideal world, that was supposed to be cut out, and it was supposed to be its own separate video. But anyway.
Yeah, well, anyway, back to the main part of this video, the glitch. Now, in this game, you can't actually jump on rails to rail, whatever. You can try, but nothing will happen. You pretty much just go to your destination, that's it, you can't jump.
Again, just little things I would just go in and re-record and just say, in this game, you cannot jump off rails. It's as simple as that. But again, it's all one take, so it's just raw words coming to a 14-year-old.
Now, the way I did it is a lot complicated.
Yes, a lot complicated
So,
indeed.
here I am, Naruto Rise of a Ninja on the Stadium. My favourite Naruto game personally. Well, my favourite Ubisoft game.
You know, I think I do. I think I would backpedal to that. I think it might actually be one of my favorite games of all time. It's not really fair as far as comparing it to all the other games that I view highly, because, you know, I love Unleashed, I love Super Mario Galaxy, I love Gran Turismo 3, and yet all these games that I really do enjoy playing, I don't play anywhere near as often as I do this. I think this game does have a special place in my heart as far as how it affected my life in more ways than one, because this wasn't just the very first Naruto game I had ever played, it's also the very first piece of Naruto content that actually got me into the franchise. I also think the fact that these games just really aren't played all too much these days is another reason I keep coming back to it, just to see what hasn't been found, because there's not really a big community here. Anyway.
Yes, you can get up here as well. No big difference.
I don't know why I sound as bothered as I do here. I don't know if I was just bored or just trying to get on with the video or what. I was also going through that 14-year-old phase.
Turn the pill back on, dickhead.
Oh, jeez!
You're a fucking killer.
No, do it.
Holy shit!
Just do it.
I jumped! I fell.
Check out what? Respect.
Wait, some more rounds.
Fucking classic!
So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. That definitely did impact my attitude for sure, especially at the age I was at. But yeah, I don't know, I almost seemed frustrated.
And you got a really good view of the forest, I guess, even though it's the background. And you can see the glitch.
And it's like,
Black sky.
again, what is the glitch at this point? Because I thought the glitch was getting on the stadium, but now we're talking about glitchy skyboxes instead. It's like there's almost a lack of clarity with what is a glitch and what isn't a glitch. Because getting to the stadium on Broken Bond, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a glitch, but it's more of an exploration exploit than a glitch. The only real glitchy part is the fact that you can stop on the rail when jumping. So the fact that you can't jump in Rise of the Ninja, the only real glitchy part about getting to the stadium is the fact that you can walk diagonally and not trigger the rails. So, I don't know. I just feel like, again, could have reworded things better here, or even just cut them out to begin with.
And you can see the glitch of the black sky in the background.
It's like again, you can really tell that this is just raw.
It's fucking raw!
It is unedited.
The one thing I want to ask you guys is
Okay.
if it's possible
Here
to
we
get
go.
on that building that I'm staring at. The really big one with the U-shaped archway.
You couldn't say upside down U. It's not U. It's upside down U's. Why does that? I don't know why that bothers me as much as it does, but just I think because I really wanted to make it as apparent as possible what building I was talking about, and I'm like the building I'm staring at, like I'm Naruto. It's like we can see it. We're not idiots. Okay, calm down. But still, I was so curious back in these days if you could get on the Academy building, and from memory, I don't actually think I ended up getting on this building in Rise of a Ninja, because I think the collision is a little bit different in Rise of a Ninja to Broken Bond, because even through mods, the best I could do was being like on top of like the invisible collision, whereas Broken Bond I was actually able to stand on it. So yeah, I could be wrong, but I think it did have different collision.
I want to see if it's possible to get on there because I really want to get up there.
But I guess the whole thing with getting on that building without mods is, yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be possible unless you can find a way to like really fling yourself up way up high. But I mean, even then, you know, you do respawn like the Endless Void, so still looking a bit of the chances.
I want to see what's behind there because if you have a look on the map, you can see there's like a little place over here. Yeah.
Sir, this is a very valid point. There is a green patch of grass there on the map, and there is a green patch of grass there as well behind the walls. So yeah, naturally I was curious to get there, whether I could jump there, sprint hop there, or chakra walk my way around there. And yeah, even through mods, again, I have done this, and it looks kind of interesting, but you know, once you're there, the mystery's gone, and it's no longer as intriguing an idea as it may have seemed before, because it's like, okay, you know, it's done now. Big whoop. There's no coins, there's no unlockables, achievements, or anything. And I think that was the reason why I was as curious as I do, because I'm just about to bring it up now with the menu, how I've pretty much clocked the entire game except for the final ancient coin.
And if you have a look on my screen, I've got everything 100% except for ancient coins. I've got 581 ancient coins out of 182 ancient coins, so yeah.
I don't know if I convinced myself that the coin was behind that wall. It would explain a lot, because the idea that there could be just one on either the Academy's rooftops or behind the Academy in that patch of grass, it seemed to make sense, but you know, in retrospect, the fact remains that building is a building that's not meant to be accessed, so of course, why would there be a coin there? But yeah, to clarify on what that final coin actually was, There are actually 2 ancient coins in the final Rasman engine that are a little broken. You'll run into them, it will collect them, but you'll get a different sound effect to the normal coin collecting sound. Sometimes you get a bit of a UI that pops up in blue to show that your credits have gone up a little bit, if at all, but it won't actually add to the ancient coin counter. I think this is because the first version of the game had this problem, but it was patched in an update. I actually showed this in a coin locations walkthrough video a while back, so feel free to check that out if you're still looking for the ancient coins.
Dude!
So this is my profile, and I can still get it.
Okay, so I'll show you how to do it. It is very complicated and takes patience, and this will take a while. I might not be able to actually show you how to do it, but I'll show you a basic tutorial.
So I do appreciate that I do at least point this out before trying this out, because I knew at this point that trying to show it would be difficult and long, because the last time I did it, the first time I did it, was a very long experience of, oh, should I take another step? Will it trigger the rail? Will it not? Because I didn't know fully how the exploit worked. I didn't know how far you could go. I didn't really know the limits. And because of that reason, it ended up taking close to an hour pulling it off the first time, which is why I knew trying this here, I couldn't record for all too long on the iPad, because if it was too big, I couldn't actually get it off the iPad. It wouldn't even show up. So I had to be very mindful of how long I was recording for, which was why I was as pressured as I was to try to get it done, enough to mess up the positioning on the rail, messing up the progress, as we'll soon see. But I do appreciate that I did at least point that out, that there's a chance that I wouldn't be able to actually show it because of how difficult it is.
So as you can see, if you go on the rail and pressing A button and you can't jump at all, you can't do anything but move your camera and go, oh my god, I can't get that rail.
Oh yes, the cringe is strong with this one.
The way to do this glitch is to be standing right here. You want to be very close to this rail, and what you want to do is to not touch it at all. Like, you don't want to do this.
So it triggers the rail. What you want to do is you don't want to touch the rail, so I'm going to trigger it anyway to show what to not do, even though I've already shown me triggering the rail. Oh man, again, little things like this. Just could have edited this stuff out, trimmed it out, made it better. Nah, let's just upload the raw thing.
You can get to the spot where you can jump and make it, except you have to do it without touching the rails. So what you have to do is, as you can see what I'm doing, you can walk across the rails. Oops, but that's the thing that you've got to be careful of at the start.
Would it be nice if I mentioned this before, because I almost make it look like I'm trying to pull this off for the first time and I've never done it before. Again, just little things that could have been improved if I either had a script or if I went into this through video editing and could, you know, layer my commentary on footage or whatever, just have better pacing altogether.
You can just walk like this without fail. Camera, right.
Without fail, that's an old term I had.
You can just walk across the rail.
I used to say that a lot.
If you get halfway there, or maybe even almost there, and you just stuff up just a little bit, it'll just take you all the way over here, and all of your waiting and patience and all that.
Actually, I have no idea what I say there.
Yeah.
Patience and all that. Fucked, janked. I actually have no idea what I say there.
You want to do this as best as you can. It took me a really long time, but I was kind of furious at the time, so I went, I'm going to do this glitch because I know I can do it on Broken Bond, and I'm pretty sure I can do this on this game.
Yeah, that is pretty accurate. I was pretty furious at the time. I mean, not like rageful, but I was determined more than anything. But I was furious in the sense that I had stuffed up a few times in trying to pull it off. And I think it's because I kept on progressing and advancing to the point in the rail that I needed to be to pull it off. And I kept on messing it up, even though I was getting closer to that location, to why I ended up getting as furious as I did. And I was like, Yeah, I'm pretty confident this can be done, and the fact that I keep messing it up is just pissing me off that much more and making me want to do it more. So yeah, that's pretty accurate.
No big difference, and what did I do? I did it. So yeah, be my guest if you want to try the glitch over here. I mean, you could try and break my record, because the way I did it, I started all the way over here, because you know it's faster and easier, even though I know sure nobody's going to even try to do that.
So yeah, to this day, nobody has tried that. In fact, I don't think anybody has even pulled it off in Broken Bond. Not to my knowledge anyway. Nobody's commented or popped into the Discord server and said, hey, I pulled the video glitch off. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, nobody else has really tried to pull this off. And you know, I do understand to a degree. Again, there really is no point to this. Again, there's no collectibles, there's no achievements to this. It's just a funky exploit, but you know, even so, it's... I was hoping that the video that showed Naruto getting to the Hokage Mansion rooftop, the reception of that video, I was hoping to kind of get something like that, because it almost seemed like a big mystery back in the early days of these games. Could you get on top of the Hokage Mansion? Could you get on top of the stadium? In Rise of Ninja or Broken Bond, because those were like the two main buildings that you couldn't get on top of outside of the, as mentioned, Academy rooftop. And I think it's because there's no unlockables to getting on the stadium to why this didn't really do as well as I was kind of hoping it would. I mean, it did its job, at least I think. Again, nobody's actually pulled this off as far as I'm aware, so I hope it did at least get some people trying to pull this off, because there was a few K that did watch this.
So yeah, just try to walk across, turn your camera, and try not to do that. Turn your camera, walk across it just a little bit, maybe 3 or 2 steps. Make sure you don't turn your camera facing towards it, because once you take a step, you're pretty much doomed, so make sure you get it on an angle.
So that's pretty accurate, although I would say instead of 2 or 3 steps, 3 or 4, depending on how slow or fast you're walking. Because that's the thing, I think back in these days I didn't know my limits to how many steps you could take before it would trigger it. But yeah, you can actually go pretty fast on the rails. I think you might even be able to run. It's just the certain angles that trigger it. Yeah, I think you can take quite a few steps, as long as you don't go too far to the point that you drop off and re-trigger it, and you're not facing it directly enough to again trigger it. I think in an ideal world, if a TAS for this game existed, we'd be pretty surprised to see what we could do with this exploit. I think we would be very surprised. Because I don't know about you guys, but I really wouldn't be surprised if we could like borderline zigzag through the rails to pull off this glitch in a speedrunning fashion, and without moving the camera.
Yeah, you just keep on doing this. Try to take as little steps as you can, and not do that. I'm probably not going to be able to do it in this video, so sorry about that. I really do hope this works for you guys if you try to do it.
So this is what I mean. It's like I knew back then that the chances of this encouraging others to do it would be very minimal. Also for Rise of a Ninja than Broken Bond, and I think it was that mindset that led me to have this as the one video instead of 2.
It will definitely work for Broken Bond. You have my word for that. But Rise of a Ninja, it will be a lot harder. But if you're desperate and you really want to do it, you're gonna have to do it the hard way, which is this way.
Easy on the eager. Easy on the shelf.
Unless you can find another glitch. Yeah, but you get the picture pretty much.
As it comes across, you know, it is true. You know, this is the only way, to my knowledge anyway, that this can be pulled off in Rise of a Ninja. I think, from memory, I did actually try the other rail that interacts with the trees, because I remember doing that on a stream. It might have been around the same time, if not the same time I was doing the stream when I pulled this off for the second time. Because yeah, I do remember doing this, grind walking, really learning the limitations to it, and just wanting to know if I could get to that point in the rail where the literal branch actually interacts with the rail rail, and I could either stand on the branch or from there sprint hop and access the stadium from there if there was like another method to do it, even if it was still using the same exploit. But nah, from memory that just didn't allow me. I wasn't high enough to actually get to collision.
In the Broken Bond video that I just showed you, you want to be at that point on the rail and jump it. And I mean that in Rise of a Ninja as well, if you want to do the glitch.
Again, I do say what I kind of need to, but again, it's just could have restructured it. You could add a script to make it sound better, but no. Because, you know, it's all there. I do say, yeah, you need to be at that spot that I was at in Broken Bond, but for Rise of a Ninja. But, you know, just, yeah, it could have easily given someone the wrong impression. Could have made me sound like I was not making sense to others.
Very hard to do. Takes a while, but you can do it. But yeah, this is it.
I do like that I try to at least kind of go, hey, you can do it. I've done it. It can be done. You can do it. That's nice.
But yeah. Thank you guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. Please subscribe, comment, like, dislike, whatever. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, peace out.
And that's the video. 10 woofton years ago. Yeah, you know what? That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I do think I've done worse since then. That said, I definitely could have and should have kept my opinions about Broken Bond and Rise of a Ninja out of that video, because especially back then when there was still an audience for it, yeah, there wasn't really a welcoming discussion to be had. It was just, no, Broken Bond better, that's fact. It's only in recent years I think people are starting to kind of come around and go, oh yeah, actually Rise of a Ninja kind of was a bit more polished, even if it did lack quantity. But I think it really just surprises me how neglected Rise of a Ninja has become over the years. A huge part of that is the fact that the Series X has not got Platinum hit Rise of a Ninja and the most known game of the two, Broken Bond, backwards compatible. But because these games were Xbox 360 exclusive, not released for the PS3 or the Wii or the PC, it does make playing these games difficult. Certainly Xenia has come a long way, but it is getting there with each update. And that is nice. We do have emulation. We've got to be grateful in that respect, because if we didn't have that, we really would be stuck with the 360 in the meantime. The same 360 that's online marketplace is about to shut down. Never thought I'd say that. What a time this is. In retrospect to this entire video, definitely there would have been things I would have preferred to either edit out or just say differently. But in the end, I am glad I covered it, and I'm glad it is my introduction to YouTube, my full independent introduction. As I said, there were other videos. I still remember I had a Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing glitch coverage of the super glitch where you do it on a variation of the Seaside Hill track and you launch off a rock and it like teleports you. It almost does like an ultra shortcut, skipping half of the course. And I remember nobody had done coverage of Super Shadow, and for some reason Super Shadow was my favorite character at that point, probably because of the version 1 super mod. Again, I hadn't learned my lesson back in these days, so that video is also deleted, sad to say. But it was pretty much the same setup with this camera, that angle, that quality. The only difference was that I was playing music on top of the video, and I didn't have commentary. For all these videos in this era, I was really dipping my toes in to really see what I could do and what the end result was going to be before I fully tackled 06, because I knew back then I wanted to cover a lot of things 06 related, from the mod to the DLC. I had a lot of ideas for 06 at this point. That definitely was on the table. I just didn't know how I was going to do it at this point, which is why I was doing a lot of experimental videos before fully covering 06 stuff. In fact, I had plans for Project 25 as far back as 2014. I'm very glad I got into YouTube when I did, because had I not, I don't think I would have ever got to collaborate with Chaos X and be a part of the founding of PR6 and its influence on the fandom. It certainly has been a long and short 10 years. I know some were concerned in my last talk video that I was maybe going to be leaving YouTube or something with how cryptic I left the title and thumbnail. And I think now would be as good a time as any to address the future of this channel. Everything is pretty much proceeding the way as intended. Character swaps are going to continue till we pretty much finish with the last episode. Its schedule will change beyond there once we cross that bridge. But that aside, I'm pretty much just going to work on each talk video and that'll be it. I want to finish this Project 06 review, and with its current state, I'll probably be merging it with my thoughts about the Silver release and eventually the last episode release. So I'm not going to put a release date on that video, but I don't want all that commentary and video editing to go to waste, so I'll do what I can with that, but it will be something that will definitely go out. It's just a matter of when, but please be patient, because I do have a lot to go over and I do appreciate the patience. Once that's done, I will resume development on the TGS explanation video, which will cover a lot of the 06 builds, not just TGS related. Then once that's done, I do want to talk about the music of 06, because there is a lot of stuff that is not talked about with the music of 06 that I do feel should be. And I kind of want to give my 2 cents on the soundtrack of the game ultimately, because it's something that is highly regarded, and I do have some things to discuss regarding that. So those are the 3 main videos that I will be focusing on in the next few years to come regarding this channel and its videos, regarding my commentary at least. Sure, there'll probably be some small miscellaneous kind of related videos where I might be commentating reactions to whatever it is. Maybe it's the Sonic 3 trailer, maybe some new developments regarding 06. If we get backwards compatibility to the PS5, I'll definitely cover that, whether it's video or stream. Any Project 06 releases from here on out, I will probably review them through streams, as I already have done with the Silver release, which for the time being I've saved so I can slap it onto the review video that I'm working on once that's done. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm thinking this channel is headed, because once that's all done, I do want to focus more on my other channels and other projects. I think I mentioned it before, but since September 2021, I've been trying to balance time for writing a story while also trying to manage all the channels. But yeah, just since then it just has not been easy. And please do bear in mind, I still don't have a Patreon. I am looking to change that soon, but yeah, I haven't made a cent from any of these channels or these videos, so make of that what you will. It's interesting that people online like Chaos X or myself have been inspired enough by 06 to go out and want to do something about it, whether it's to literally fix 06 or to, in my case, be inspired by the things that 06 got right or the potential that 06 had, to try to share that through a new experience of sorts. I struggle every day with how I'm going to try to make this story as amazing as it can possibly be. Sometimes I do get a writer's block, which I never thought I'd say, but sometimes I can't help but wonder if it's to do with the fact that I've got so much on my plate. I've got so many plans, too many plans. There's so many things I want to dub, from Naruto dubs to Sonic dubs to gameplay dubs, movie dubs, even trailer dubs. Then there's my original music that contributes to my story. Please do forgive me for going so off topic, but I do hope this can serve as a bit of an update to the future of this channel, where it's headed, and I do intend to finish most of my projects. I think the only one that I'm just going to hand over to other people is really just to do with Project 25. Pretty much all my manpower for P25 just shifted to PLOS and PR6. People kind of seem to be drawn to what was public compared to what I was trying to surprise everyone with. And I think that's part of the downside to keeping some projects under wraps, because if you don't have anything to show for it, because everything's been kept under wraps, because everything's been kept hush-hush, it can almost make someone lose faith in a project. And I'd be lying if I said I haven't felt that for other projects I'm working on the music for. So to dispel any questions or mysteries whether I'm going to be retiring from YouTube or whatever, yeah, but kinda nah. Once all the videos I intend to get out release, yes, I will be backing away, but that probably won't be for a while, because I really do like to make sure that my videos are as good as they can be before I put them out. Hopefully this has kind of updated you guys on what's going on with everything. I do apologize if it does seem like I've become a bit distant in recent years, but this has been the plan for a long time. I have always wanted to write this story. It didn't just come out of nowhere. Even when I made this first video, I always had the intentions to write the story when I did. And in a lot of ways, with this being one of my favorite games of all time, and in the same way that I have been inspired by the potential of 06 elements, the same could be said for Rise of a Ninja and Broken Bond. I very much am a person that likes to keep my childhood alive and allow others to experience it in a fresh and enjoyable way. Some of you guys have experienced that already through Pier 6, and hopefully some others will experience it through my story. Because it is something that is very ambitious, something that has been planned for many, many years now. And if I can deliver on that, I'll be making my childhood self very happy. And that has been my childhood goal since 07. And for a while I did wonder how I was going to balance the time of doing content creating and writing. But at the rate I'm going, I will have to slow a lot of the content down that isn't on the weekly schedule. Once the main videos are done, that is. I just hope I can really pull off something amazing that will be good enough to reach you all one of these days. If I can do that and we can look back in a decade and go, wow, you had that plan back then and you actually made the story, that'd be good. That'd make me happy. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching this long video. Hope you all enjoyed and know now what's up with this channel, what's up with me, and what this channel's future is headed for. Hopefully it won't be too big a wait for the next video, but till then, have a good one. Stay safe guys, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.